Hey everyone, welcome back to Nothing Nerdy. I am back with the Inspector who reacts. Hello, Inspector.
Hello.
Now let's do a quick audio check. Can you guys hear us? Can you hear
Yes.
us
Can
okay?
can we are we heard this time? Are we all clear?
All right. MXC says hi. Yes. Okay, cool. All right.
Okay.
Hello, MXC, and hello, Daniel. Welcome.
I will say the beginning of the last stream was very funny to watch, just muted, and then the realization that we were muted.
I haven't gone back and watched it yet, so I'm going to pretend it didn't happen. But anyway, so.
Can't silence the truth.
Anyway, we are back this week discussing. Now that we've completed Marvel, I've seen everything except for the Hulk movie. Um,
Mhm.
I will watch it at some point. But anyway, I'm ranking um, majority of the Marvel characters, not all of them, and all the Marvel movies. That's my list, by the way. What do you mean? The one you sent me? I did see your name on there. Your list. Yeah,
So
so Daniel here sent me the tier maker website from Marvel for the movies and the characters, and I used that to rank my favorites. So I don't know
yep.
if I don't know if I did it right. Um, like I know you do it by section, but then I wasn't sure if you're supposed to then rank them within each tier, like put them from
If you want to be that detailed with it, you can, but
you know
otherwise, yeah, it's just by layer.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say because I kind of half has everything, so I was like, um, how long did you work on it? Not long. Although I did
See,
have to edit it a little bit just a few minutes ago because I was explaining to Inspector here, um, like the Avenger movies and even the Captain America movies. The titles are written so small on these posters that I couldn't really read which ones they were,
yeah.
so I was kind of
And
guessing.
you're not familiar with the posters as
No.
much, so they're
So
not
he
quite obvious what's what.
So he was
if
looking
you
at it and he was like, did you really mean to put this movie here instead of there? And I was like, well, which movie is it? And long story short, I had moved certain movies mixed up and he helped me sort it out. So everything should
yeah.
be where it should be now. Um, it didn't have Thanos on it? Well, whichever one I found had him on it.
Yeah.
So feel free to give him a grade. Yeah, he's on my list. He was the first character I think I put on there. That little punk. All right. So, should we get right into it?
All right. So what's first? What are we discussing first?
Okay. All right. Let me. I want to be able to see the chat at the same time. Thanos was her favorite. Shut up.
Well, okay. How would you rank Thanos and the villains? We should like. It'd be interesting. Like
Oh,
if
so
you were
that's
just
the other thing I want to explain. So, when I ranked the movies and the characters, oh, I'll say this specific. When I ranked the characters, I didn't do it by who was like the best written character. I did it by the ones I liked. Like,
mhm.
so for the section, the section that says garbage,
Yeah.
that means I hated them. Like they were like I put the villains in there. You know what I mean? Not that they were
Yeah.
bad. Like they were good villains. But I didn't. They were evil, and so I put them at the bottom. So just to clarify that. Pelican 7, welcome. All right, so let's see if I can do this correctly. All right, let's start with the movies.
Okay.
Okay, fingers
So
crossed this works. Ready, guys? Hold on. I did it. Okay. All right, so we have the movies
so
first.
so Vader is garbage tier.
Vader is garbage tier. um.
If we did a Star Wars tier list.
Oh yeah. So I guess I didn't like label the categories. I just, I don't know. I
Yeah.
put whatever was there.
S tier to D tier.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry guys, I can't do this with having a chat up, so I'm just gonna have to go back and forth. All right. So my top ones are okay. Obviously, I had to put Endgame as number one.
Yeah.
Again, it was a movie I expected to be at the bottom tier. I thought I was gonna hate it. Watched it and I loved it because even though it was sad, it was still really good. Um,
It was satisfying.
It was very satisfying, yeah. Like, of course, there were characters that died, but they got the death that they deserved. Every single character, their story was wrapped up in a beautiful little bow. Captain America got back together with Carter. It was sad that Iron Man died, but, he
lived his life, and he and Pepper had a kid.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. So I was happy with the way things turned out. So they are in the top tier for me. Hold on.
Yeah, Hulk was honestly, she hadn't seen it, so it's a didn't watch. That's what D tier is for.
Yeah, I can I here. I'll block it. I just moved the camera over it. Pretend that's not there. All right. Well, what movie's next on my list? I can't see it.
Captain America: The First Avenger. Next to Endgame.
Yes. So, so going through these movies, I actually originally thought that Captain America was going to be like number one, but I put it next to Endgame because Endgame trumps all. But I still love the Captain America movie, the first Captain America movie.
Yeah, I feel like Captain America was where you really started to like get attached.
It pulled me in. I just fell in love with his story, his character, his morals, his integrity, and his relationship with Agent Carter.
Yeah.
Gosh, what exactly is a C tier? I don't know. I wasn't sure. Listen, I'm a newbie. I wasn't sure how to label those, so I just left them as it was.
C tier is like, yeah, they're all right. They're not bad. They're not, the best.
Oh gosh. All right. Let's go back. Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man movie.
Homecoming.
Yes, Homecoming. I loved it. Actually, I do think if I remember correctly, I did rank that higher than the first Captain America movie.
Yeah, I think you did. I think you really loved this one.
Yeah, there's just what's not to love about it. I mean, there's Ned. He's a very cool best friend, and there's something about Peter that's just relatable. He's on this quest to prove himself, and we start to see this. The continuation of the development of his relationship with Tony and this father-son relationship that they have, and he's just this cool kid in high school. Well, not a cool kid. He's this nerd, awkward kid in high school. I don't know. There's something nostalgic about it.
Yeah.
So
it's nostalgic despite being like modern high school versus our old high schools.
And it's not like all the Avenger movies where it's just like disaster after disaster and battles, and
that's what I think makes Homecoming, especially the Spider-Man movies, is we're now kind of seeing the more civilian side of life in this world of superheroes.
Yeah.
We're seeing like the high school students and just kids who are growing up with all of this.
Yeah, like Peter's trying to live his everyday life and be a normal kid, hide his identity, and all the other like Avengers, they're like all out in the open and they're just walking around in their suits, like
That was something I don't know if I forgot if I mentioned that back in Endgame was when like he's wanting to like take a picture with the kids, and then he's like, the kids are like, "Who are you?" And, like Ant-Man wanted to do that, and I was like, those kids are technically 5 years older. Like they would not remember. They're like 13. They would have been like 8 or 6 or something when the snap happened. They barely would remember Ant-Man.
That's true.
So.
And
Ant-Man's been gone for like 5 years, and he's an infiltrator hero. He's not like popular, I guess. It's like nobody knows who Ant-Man is.
Daniel's trying to figure out my scoring code here.
I guess. Well, I would say is like if D is a score of 1 and S is a score of 5.
Yeah, I guess I'll have to put something in there like that. Trying to fix the screen so you guys can. It might. Oh, looks like part of the.
I think it's good.
Blocked off.
I checked it. And it was like.
Oh, okay. All right. Next is the first Ant-Man movie.
Oh yeah, Ant-Man 1.
It's funny, like when I first watched Ant-Man, not that I disliked it. I wasn't like super crazy about it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I liked it. I enjoyed it. But I think in comparison to like the other movies, I ended up ranking it higher. Like I just overall I liked it. So
Yeah.
And yet I don't think I ranked him high for my characters. I think, but
Hmm.
well, anyway, I don't know. I like the story because it's very simple. It's not disaster and war and battles.
It's a heist movie.
It's a nice movie, and it's just a man in a suit getting big and small, and there's ants and
Yeah. Which is funny. I feel like you didn't like it when you first watched it, but over time, I guess, as the
that's what I
character
mean.
and
Yeah,
everything.
like it just as I was looking at all the movies, I was like, well, I think I kind of like it better than this movie and that movie.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I ended up putting it in my top tier. And of course, Doctor Strange is also in my top tier.
Yeah.
Because I love Benedict Cumberbatch and I love the character. And I like the, hippy dippy woo woo stuff. He's a hippy dippy character. And yeah.
Yeah.
That's, me, I don't go into details. I liked it. It's good. It's a good movie.
Like I guess the top 5 row would be like movies you would either really enjoyed or would watch again.
So I was gonna say these are movies I would all watch again. Even in the second tier, I would say I would watch some of these movies again. Like okay, the latest Spiderman movie I just watched, I put in my second tier. I just love Spider-Man. I think he's definitely one of my top favorite superheroes. I love his relationship with MJ, as watching that develop in this movie. And I think it's even cooler that she was from the comics, which I had no idea.
Yeah.
And
she's a little different in these movies than she is in the comics, but otherwise, yeah, the character's still kind of, or at least the name's there. Well, actually, yeah. This MJ is called Michelle Jones, whereas the original MJ was called Mary Jane.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there is a bit of a difference, but they did bring the relationship together.
Right. I also liked in that movie how we finally get to see another side to Happy. He finally gets his moments. He gets his own little love interest, and we see this sweet little vulnerable side to him. That on top of like he's mourning Iron Man, so I like that side of things too.
It's crazy how much Happy's grown since like the first Iron Man movie. It's like...
Yeah, and you know what too? Like I feel like this made me appreciate. It sounds silly. I guess I saw another side to Jon Favreau, so like it kind of made me appreciate him even more. Like, because I didn't know a lot about Jon Favreau. I mean, I knew he was a director or whatever, and I knew he was an actor. Like, the first time I ever saw Jon Favreau was when he was on Friends. Like, that was my introduction to him.
I did not remember if he was on that.
Oh,
but
really? Yep.
Yeah, wow.
That's why I was so confused. I was a little thrown off seeing him as directing The Mandalorian or whatever. I was like, but, you should look it up. So, I don't know. This just made me like him even more. Let's check chat here. I think Scott Lang grows on you. He's a great person.
Yeah.
He's important through the movies. Definitely. I'm not happy with Ragnarok spot, but the rest is okay. Well, yeah, I wasn't crazy about it. But I know a lot of people love that movie, so I feel like I may have missed something. Like, it's one of those movies at some point I'll rewatch and see how I feel.
I feel like it's one, now that you know the story, rewatching it, you can just kind of be along for the ride rather than like expecting something or something.
And two, when I watch these movies, I'm trying to like, okay, I have to remember this moment. I have to remember that. All right, how do I feel about this? Like, I have to. I've watched these movies with in mind. Like, okay, I have to evaluate them. So as opposed to just sitting there and taking it in. So I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. The first Iron Man movie.
Where it all started.
So I definitely like the first Iron Man movie better out of all 3 Iron Man movies. I feel like this was a great introduction for me for anyone to be introduced into the Marvel movies and the Marvel world. And so it's
Yeah.
like that movie has a special place in my heart, especially being that like we start with Iron Man and the story ends with Iron Man's death.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we see Tony Stark, we see who he was and what he evolves to. And that's just the beginning of his character development. That continues throughout all the movies, which I love. But we see at the core of his being, he is a good man. He's made mistakes, but he grows. So
I remember when we started, like you said, you really liked this movie. It was like, okay, we're good. You're gonna like the rest of these movies at least. Like you're gonna enjoy at least a good chunk of these movies. Some of them you might not, but if you liked Iron Man 1, I think you're gonna be good for the rest of the.
Yeah, it definitely pulled me in, sucked me in right away, which is a good thing because like I would say, I have a short attention span, and I am the kind of person where. Like, this really was huge for me, because, like, I am the kind of person, I just watch the same movies over and over and over again. It's very rare that I will watch a new movie unless it's a part of the fandom,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, most of the movies sucked me in, so.
If you know nerdy Captain Spike, you wouldn't be shocked.
Captain Spike, hello! Kind of shocked Infinity War and Civil War are in date. Really? Those were the two I hated. I hated them with every fiber of my being. Like, hated them. But that's just that's me. That's the type of it had more so has to do with my personality.
It also has to do with the initial watch too. Like not like you in the course of the story.
Out of those two, I could see myself rewatching Civil War and liking it better. But Infinity War never gonna happen because everybody dies. Like I cannot watch a movie like that. Like that's like I always say. That's why Episode 3 is the hardest one for me to watch and rewatch because, like, everybody dies. I hate that.
That's actually that's okay. So it was funny. So
I love avocados.
Back when we did our Episode 3 watch during May the 4th and all sort of stuff to get ready for the Clone Wars finale, I almost said something about Infinity War, and I was like, wait, I shouldn't say anything yet. What I was gonna say is like I haven't Infinity War, the snap and all that is what it would do, the reaction and the kind of shock thing it did to this generation and the kids and all that sort of stuff. Like is what I felt when I saw Order 66 and all the Jedi dying as a kid. I was like, that's my the snap is my Order 66 is other people's I am your father Darth Vader moment. It's the big shock moment.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So yeah. That's what I really love about that movie.
Mm-hmm.
And why I like Revenge of the Sith. It's a big impact.
It is. I mean, it definitely, an impact, that's a good way to put it. I remember Frankie disliking both. Avocados are blah to me. Move Ragnarok to S and maybe I'll like them again. I'm guessing the next Frankie watch isn't going to be The Boys.
I haven't even seen The Boys, and I'm not even sure how I don't think you're gonna like it.
Oh, is that? I haven't watched it, but I've seen an advertisement for it, like a poster. Yeah. And they look like superheroes.
It's like a dark version of superheroes, I will say. So I'm not even 100% sure about it.
Good to know. All right, you watch it first, and then let me know.
Even if I might enjoy it. Like I said, I'm okay with dark stuff, but I don't think you'd enjoy it.
No, The Boys are not even on the list for Frankie. You won't make it through the first 10 minutes of that, Frankie.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Better that I know. Okay. Scratch that.
It's like, I think you'd probably enjoy DC more than The Boys. So it's like, DC's gets serious sometimes.
We'll get to DC at some point, and then I guess we'll find out.
I'm really curious where to start with DC. It's really funny. It's okay. To warn you about DC, it's not planned out properly, the MCU was, and it's also got different movies, different timelines. Some of them aren't all in the same timeline. We've only just now started to have a universe, and only a couple of the movies I could say are good. it'll be interesting. Just to warn you now, though. But that's my opinion.
Okay.
My feelings on DC's universe.
Okay. Well, the thing about DC, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like DC does this more than Marvel, is they just keep remaking movies. Like, isn't there like a million Catwoman, a million Batman?
There's like one Catwoman movie, but there's like they really like focus on like 4 or 5 characters.
Yeah, there's more than one Catwoman.
Well, there's more than one. No, there's like one Catwoman movie, and there's like Catwoman's been in other Batman movies.
Oh, maybe that's my confusion. Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say because I know Katie Holmes and Michelle Pfeiffer at some point were Catwoman.
Yeah, Michelle Pfeiffer was Catwoman. What was her name? Anne Hathaway was Catwoman in another movie.
She was it too. I don't think I knew. Okay.
Yeah. But the Catwoman has not appeared in the new DCU yet.
Okay.
So, which I think if we're gonna do DC, we'll start there for you.
Okay.
That's decent.
I don't know. Okay.
So anyway, back to Marvel.
Halle Berry, that was the other her too. That's right.
Yeah, that's the movie Catwoman.
Okay, Halle Berry and Zoe Kravitz are also Catwoman. DC on a Marvel stream. Hush your mouth. I'm old school. Sorry, it was we get sidetracked.
Yeah, it's fine. This is just a free flow conversation.
Yes.
We're not.
Listen, at least
we no longer have to stick to something.
At least I'm not going off on a Star Wars tangent for the most part.
Yet.
Yeah.
We'll get there eventually.
Wait till
I bet you by the
last tier or.
Like I said, the memes I have for you.
Oh, right.
We'll probably start another tangent very soon.
Okay. All right. Next movie, Guardians of the Galaxy.
The first one.
The first one, which I didn't think I would put as high up as I did, but I did. Only because
I'm actually kind of shocked you put it lower than you did.
Yeah, well, because it's like the beginning of the movie. When I first watched it, I was like, where is this going? I'm not crazy about it. But then, like, because of where it ends, and I think because of the second Guardians of the Galaxy movie, it, like, made me move it up more. Like, I just love the theme of love and friendship and loyalty, and family,
Yeah.
like friends as family. Like, that wasn't the direction I thought the movie was going in. And so I thought that was pretty cool. So.
Yeah.
It got bumped up on the list for me. Ant-Man and the Wasp. I feel like this movie could have even gone on the top tier, but I was like on the fence, so I put it in the second tier. This movie I thought was really good because I loved how we kind of take a step back and try and find what was mentioned in the first movie, finding
the mom.
The mom, yeah. So I like that whole, I just like that storyline. So, and I like that they were able to get her back. And
also, well, you didn't do it this way. You did it differently, but Ant-Man came out after Infinity War. So it was kind of like a lighthearted story after the dark ending we got.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, and I like how this was a simple story. I like the simple Marvel movies. Less war, less battle. It's a matter of...
The little ant cars are cute.
Yes. And it was funny. I liked the humor in it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was a very good movie. And then Black Panther. I just loved this because it was such a different movie. I liked how we were kind of pulled into another culture, seeing their traditions and their practices and their
world.
Their world, their ceremonies, their traditions. There's a word I'm trying to think of, but I can't think of it. Their culture.
Culture, all that.
Yeah, I thought it was great, and I love Black Panther.
Yeah, I was thinking about this earlier, and I realized I think Black Panther honestly can work even if it's not in the MCU, like by itself, it's still a great movie
Yeah.
and its own story and everything. Like there's barely any like mention of the other MCU stuff
Mm-hmm.
in this movie, so it's like it really works on its own.
That's true. Yeah. All right. Check the chat really quick. I remember when I watched Ant-Man 2 in theaters. I accidentally watched it.
How did that happen?
Wait a minute. So, like, were there certain showings, some were in English, some were in Spanish, and you just went to the wrong language one?
I remember I did go to a movie theater and like somebody had requested subtitles because I think they were deaf, so they.
Oh.
So I think you can. I guess you can request a different language now.
Black Panthers.
That must have been interesting.
That's true. Cool. Okay.
B tier list now.
I was in Peru and my dad picked Ant-Man 2 in Spanish without English subtitles. Oh boy. Well, I'm sure that was fun.
Actually, now I remember like I accidentally changed the language on Star Wars Episode 2. But I think it was to French or something. But it was just so interesting to hear like the characters talk in another language that we just watched the whole movie in like French. And they're like, I'm gonna watch it again, but in Spanish now. And then it's just really interesting to hear the other language.
All right.
Iron Man 2.
Okay, is that what that says? Because I can't read it. So, all right, Iron Man 2. I'm gonna be honest. It's like I can't really remember the details of that movie.
Yeah, this one's all over the place.
Yeah, but it was still good. Like I would say like I put it in the middle, so I'm kind of like in between with it. It was still good. I get more Pepper, love Pepper, and
more happy, more Pepper,
more happy, and I think this is one where we start to see him make more Iron Man suits.
Yeah, this is kind of more suits are made for him. 3 is where we get all the suits, but 2 is where he's making more.
Yeah. With the whip guy. Oh, I remember that scene.
Whiplash, yeah.
All right. What's next? Is that Guardians of the Galaxy 2?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's volume. 2. Yeah.
So I like this one too because their friendship is already like established, you know, and we kind of see how they work together as a team, and
the bonds are deeper in this one.
Yeah.
And we get Baby Groot.
Baby Groot, yeah. And it's just nice. They all have good chemistry. They all complement each other. They're funny. So this was really good. And this is one where we see his father.
Mm-hmm.
Which was a really interesting storyline. We kind of like we start to piece together who Quill really is, where he comes from.
And Yondu's death and everything and all that.
Oh, that was so sad at the end. That was really sad.
Yeah, Mary Poppins.
But well done. Mary Poppins, y'all. That was funny. All right, and then the first
Dark World.
Thor. That's the first Thor, right? No?
No, that's the second one, Dark World, which is the one I think you liked more than the first Thor. With the one with, like...
How many Thor?
The one with the Reality Stone. The one that was like in Padme's portals.
Do I have the first? But the one next to it.
Yeah, the one next to it is the first Thor. So they're both on the same.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I certainly like the second Thor better than the first. But I feel like I put them in the middle because I'm like in between.
Yeah.
You know, they're good. They're okay.
Yeah, the first 2 Thor movies are interesting.
Yeah. The second one is better. It's like I said, the first one just annoyed me because I was like, all right, are they just trying to like they pick this guy with long hair, he talks like this or whatever, and he's gonna walk around with his shirt off, and Natalie Portman, who's supposed to be this really smart woman, is just like fawning over him, and it just annoyed the crap out of me. So
I mean, you fawn. You like, but you fawn over Black Widow all day. But Thor's like, no.
She had great skin. Okay, I was jealous of her skin. It was just like glowing, and I was like, how does that even happen? So.
Wait, I will say though, it's just we'll get to Ragnarok at some point, but it's interesting how you didn't like Ragnarok as much as these first two.
Yeah. I mean, I like Thor better in Ragnarok, but not the movie itself.
But not the movie. Okay, yeah. His character got better and was more interesting in that one than, I guess, the other two.
Yeah, he's evolved. He's more of a hero, you know. He's more mature.
And funny.
And funny, yes. I mean, he's a likable character. Actually, that's how I rated him. I put him as likable. We'll get to that in a minute, but... I don't know. It's hard to rank these, okay, guys? It's hard.
And then the first Avengers movie. After the Thors.
Yes. Again, you know, I've only watched these movies once, so I can't remember all the details, but, like, I remember out of all the Avengers movies, I like this one the best. This one was,
Except for Endgame.
Well, right. That one aside. Yeah. Out of the others.
It's like Endgame, Avengers, Age of Ultron, Infinity War.
Something like that. Civil War is in the bottom too. But yeah, I like seeing the Avengers kind of getting together, working together for the first time, and how that all got started. So I thought that movie was great.
Yeah, that's what's kind of interesting about the Avengers movies is we get all these solo movies and all these individual characters, and then you see a movie where they're all together and just bouncing off each other and working together. And this is
and
it's you go ahead.
I was saying and that's what I loved about this movie, and which is why it made me hate Civil War so much, because here you have these great characters who complement each other, they work well together, you know, and then you have them going at each other's throats. Like I get why to a degree, but it just was very frustrating. There was a lot.
You just don't want mom and dad to fight.
Yeah, I feel like it's my fault. It just frustrated me. So, but I like the first Avengers movie. Oh, Coulson, that was the
Phil,
yeah. That was
Agent. His first name is Agent.
Yeah. That was sad. All right. Iron Man 3. No, right. Yes.
We're in C tier now.
Right. We're in tier C. Yeah, that one was just okay. Out of the 3 Iron Man movie, I like that one the least.
It's kind of the most forgettable.
Yeah, I mean, I remember bits and pieces of it, but not all of it. Was that the one where I thought we think Pepper dies?
Oh yeah, you thought Pepper died.
I was pissed. I was so mad. I'm gonna choke. Okay, I'm good. It's so weird. There's something about this soda that just like it makes me more thirsty.
Is it sticky?
No, it doesn't quench my thirst. Like I feel like my mouth is actually more dry from drinking it. So there has to be something.
Is it fuzzy?
It's bubbly, but there's something. One of the ingredients must make you get more thirsty.
Is it diet?
Yeah. I don't drink sugar. I don't drink sugar.
I think that's like the trick with diet stuff. Is it tricks you into thinking you're not getting your stuff.
But it's this brand. Sorry, Marvel, you're gonna have to wait a second. It's this brand of soda. Like I love my carbonated beverages, and Perrier doesn't have this effect on me. This LaCroix business it's very dry. So does by nature make
all right. Winner. So Winter Soldier's in C.
Yes. So it was a good movie, but it was very violent and um
Intense.
intense. That's a good word for it. So I wasn't crazy about it. And
But you got
compared,
your old you got your old Peggy.
yes, yes. Um, at least we had that moment. But it was, I don't know. Again, in comparison to the other movies, that's where I gotta place it.
Mm.
So, um, yeah, I wasn't crazy about it. All right, the next one that's Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Yep, that's Ultron.
Okay, yeah, that one was good, but just okay.
Yeah. I put it in my least favorite Avengers movie
Yeah,
because it's even though it's like really important and a lot happens in it, I just don't. I don't know how to describe how it feels like it's. I just don't know. I just don't feel watching it a lot. It's not one I rewatch if
yeah.
I can avoid it.
I feel like it was one of those movies that I think it was one of those movies that like confused me. Like I was kind of like there were a lot of parts in it where I was like, wait, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, so just all right. No, what is this movie next to it? Whoops.
Ragnarok.
Oh, is that what that is? Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. Just mute for a second. Okay, yes, Ragnarok. Um, yeah. Again, we talked about this before. I liked how Thor's character is much more evolved by this point. So I loved him. I thought he was hilarious. I like how we get to see more of Banner. And they were an
We get
interesting pair. What?
we get Valkyrie. We get Loki and Thor kind of
Valkyrie.
being
Which one? Who's
brotherly.
Valkyrie?
Huh?
Who's Valkyrie?
The Valkyrie, the lady who drinks and then helps them in the end.
Oh,
She,
okay. Yes.
yeah,
Sorry. And I didn't like what happened to
Asgard.
Asgard. Yeah. So yeah, it was just alright.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting Thor movie.
Hulk is on here, but I haven't seen it yet. So I just kind of put it at the bottom because like I haven't seen it yet. I'm not saying that it's bad. I haven't seen it. That's why I kind of have it hidden because I didn't watch it yet.
Now we're in the D tier list.
Avengers Infinity War was terrible. It was just terrible. It was sad. Everybody died, and like within the first 5 seconds of the movie, like that's a quick way to piss me off when I'm watching a movie. um, Again, Endgame changes things. It undoes.
You now know the aftermath.
I know the aftermath. However, I know I could never watch that movie again. I mean, it's just the movie makes me angry. It just makes me angry. I just like I said, I can't watch movies like that. It's just sad. I can't watch super sad movies.
Plus, you probably could get all uppity on Wanda and Vision.
Oh God, are you okay? Oh my God, babe, are you all right? What's happening? You ruined everything.
And then like you start like laying in onto them while she's killing.
And then it's like, oh crap, she's actually like trying to save everyone by killing him. Oops.
That was
My bad.
That was the best moment of the reaction.
That made me feel like I was a bad person. But she is very melodramatic. But in that moment, once I realized what was going on, I was like, oh crap, okay, I understand why she's being so why they're both so upset right now. Because she's killing him. So, yeah, that would really suck.
And yeah. And then Civil War.
Civil War. Yeah, like I was saying before, you have this great team of superheroes that work really well together. To have a movie about them like fighting each other, like wanting to kill each other, it just was like, well, I realized maybe they wanted to kill each other, but they were trying to stop each other, and it was just, especially like between Captain America and Iron Man. That was just really sad.
Yeah.
That whole
The two war veterans beat up on a guy with heart problems.
Yeah.
It's like that's how the movie is in like 5 words or something.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So again, a movie I would rewatch just to kind of clarify my feelings, see if I have a new perspective on it, being that I watched all the movies. But that one I thought was really, it was just, it made me feel like uneasy, like it was very tense, and I just didn't like seeing them at odds.
This is interesting. Like the movies are kind of doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
But you don't like that. You just don't like that it's making you feel this way.
Listen, Hallmark, okay? I'm a Hallmark girl. All right. And last but not least is Captain Marvel.
Yep.
And like I said this when I first watched it, I thought it was a really good plot. Like I thought the story itself was excellent, and I think she's a great character. But I just felt like they didn't do a great job of executing it. I don't know what could have been done differently. I don't know what I would have done, but I just felt like the story could have been told a little bit better.
Yeah.
I think a little less 80s would have made it more likable. Maybe it was too 80s for me. I don't know. Like 80s sci-fi. You know, like those 80s sci-fi movies? It just looked cheesy. Maybe that's better for me to put it. And that bothered me.
Yeah. And also, yeah, it's... Well, I kind of curious. I'm pretty sure. I guess it helped that I brought it back earlier because I don't know how you react. I wonder how you like. We said like I remember we mentioned that back when you first watched it. That I don't know if your feelings would have changed if you watched this after Infinity War. Like I think you'd still feel the same way about it.
I think so too. And I actually liked that I had seen it earlier because then I was like super excited when she came back for
Endgame. Yeah.
For Endgame. Yeah. So I was like, oh my gosh, she's back. She's going to save the day. And I thought that
you had some build up to this rather than just being like prepared for like, oh, okay, that's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, no, so I liked it like that. But yeah, so this is my tier list, my top movies. So again, I haven't watched Hulk yet. One of these days I'll get to it. So.
Yeah.
And I don't remember, was it the same actor?
For Captain Marvel?
For Hulk. Banner.
Or for Hulk?
Yeah.
Oh, no. This is they had one actor and then they changed it to Mark Ruffalo for the rest.
All right. Okay, so these were my top movies. Now, top characters. Now remember, I didn't do all of the characters. They had like everybody listed there.
115
yeah,
or something.
And I was like going through, and there were some people on there who I either didn't remember or was like, oh, like I can't even. Like,
why are you on this list?
Yeah, like I feel like I didn't know them well enough to really rate them, so I left them off the list. All right, here we go.
This is gonna be a while.
All right.
Do you want to start with bottom tier, or do you want to start with top tier?
We'll start with the bottom. We'll start with the bottom and work our way up. No, let's start at the top. Let's start at the top. I feel like that's going to be easier for me. All right, so, so all along as I've been watching these movies, I kind of have in the back of my mind, okay, like who's my favorite character? Who's my least favorite character? And in my mind, Captain America was always going to be number one. Like, but then it was like, as the movies went on, we saw more of Tony. And it was the last movie that the Endgame that like sealed the deal for me. Like, and then I saw this list. I was like, I have to put him first. Like, he's got to be at the top. He's got to be at the top of the list, and nobody else can be next to him, because of what he did. So, he is a number one and only in the God tier. So he was a true hero, at the end. So.
That's actually really interesting to get to actually see what you think of each of these characters that you've grown to enjoy.
I'm gonna tell you, it was hard to rank them, like, because I felt like okay, like the good and likable tiers, like I kind of felt like they could be one. Um,
Hmm.
but yet are some that I liked more than others. So I don't know. The good and the likable one was kind of hard to do. Um, so the ones,
That I guess that makes sense. Like there's good characters, and then there's characters you like.
yeah. All right. Well, I guess I'll explain more when we get there. But okay, so perfect characters. I put most of, if not all of, I think most of like the main heroes on there.
Let's see,
Like
like Happy, Spider-Man, Pepper,
yeah, like so the
Falcon,
Falcon is on there. Gamora,
Peggy,
Rocket, Hawkeye, Tony,
Cap,
not Tony.
Cap.
Samuel Jackson. What's the hell?
Oh, Nick Fury.
Nick Fury. Um, so like Black Panther. So I put most of like the main heroes on there. But then there's characters like Happy, Pepper, Agent Carter, like a lot of the sidekicks.
Yeah.
Are on there. Okay, yeah, Captain America's on there too. And Black Panther, I don't remember her name, but like his like bodyguard. Like I guess she was.
Oh, Okoye.
Yeah, she was just like so badass. So I have her on there.
She's great.
Yeah, Tony Stark's dad. Peter, both Peters are on there. Doctor Strange. So yeah, I felt like these were the main characters and like the main sidekicks for the most part. And yeah, I thought they were perfect. It's perfect. And like I love Pepper.
It's actually kind of like I guess this is a great testament of the CGI, especially. It's like Rocket. You kind of don't care that he's just a raccoon character right here. You believe he's real.
Yep. And he's just so adorable.
And there's like Groot too, and the other CGI characters. Like they're all you believe in them. You believe they're there. You don't get distracted by it.
Yeah. Yondu should be higher. He is Mary Poppins. Yondu, okay. Yondu I struggled with. Where did I end up putting him?
Likeable.
I felt like... So a lot of the characters that not a lot of them, well, some of the characters that are unlikable are ones we didn't see enough of.
Mm-hmm.
So like I put him as... I was torn between good and likable. Because we only saw him in 2 movies. We saw more of him in the second one. It really was what he did in the end that made him so wonderful. But I was on the fence, so I just put him as likable.
Yeah.
But that was one of the ones that was hard. All right, so we did... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
We did God tier, perfect, and now good.
Good tier?
Good tier. I put Black Panther's sister on there.
Shuri.
And I loved her, but
Banner.
we only saw her in, 2 movies.
Yeah.
Banner.
And I'm sorry, I was just gonna say, Nick, what was her again? Because she was in one movie, I always forget her name. Black, like the girlfriend of the girl that Black Panther was in love with.
I don't remember her name either.
I know, but that was why I was struggling with like Nakia or something like that.
Okay, and I don't think I ended up putting her on the list. Yeah, like the characters I didn't know that well.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, I kept off the list.
Yeah, that was But when I kept forgetting her name back at the Black Panther discussion, I was like, why am I forgetting her name? It was like, oh, it's because she's only been in one movie. Whereas the other characters I do know, but I can't say that she's been in only one movie because we haven't gotten to that movie yet.
She wasn't in Infinity War Endgame?
No, she was not, which is kind of interesting.
Okay. I put Banner on there.
Wong.
Yes, the librarian. He was so funny.
Ross.
Yes.
Pippin or Bilbo.
Yeah, from Black Panther. He was funny. I liked his character. Rhodey's on there. Hope.
Darcy.
Oh, yes. Oh, right. Oh, I got them mixed up. Hope is at the end. You're right. That's Darcy. A funny sidekick. We got MJ on there. Thor's
mom.
Captain Marvel's best friend. A lot of the best friends ended up in this. The best friends were sidekicks, ended up in this tier.
Yeah.
Ned is on there. Ant-Man and the scientist, I can't remember his name.
Hank Pym.
Yes, he's on there.
Hope's dad.
Yeah. The girl from Doctor Strange. So great with names.
Oh, okay. Aunt May, Odin, Loki,
Groot.
Hope, and who's that?
That was the ex-girlfriend in Doctor Strange. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, that's Doctor Strange's lady.
So these were all characters that I thought were really good. So, again, most of them are like sidekicks or like secondary to the main character.
Right.
Likable. So again, these were characters I felt like I wasn't crazy. Not that I disliked them. I liked them, but I wasn't like super crazy about them. Like they were just okay. They were good.
You enjoyed them, but you don't think they're good characters.
Well, yeah, it all depends on it just depends too on how much we saw of them or when we did see them, what was going on. So, I mean, Thor, Thor I was on the fence with, but again, I just didn't love him as much as I loved the other characters. So I put him in. He's likable, and I definitely liked him more as time went on.
Yeah, you like him now. It's kind of like again back in the first stories, like you did not like Thor at all.
I was offended by him.
and now it's just like I was just like thinking, okay, it's understandable. But let's get to the other Thors before you say you dislike Thor yet. Because he's a good being. He's a good boy.
He became a good boy. He did. Vision is on there.
Nebula, Bucky, Cap Marvel.
Yeah. Natalie Portman's character.
I forgot her name.
Was it Jane?
Jane.
Jane, yeah. And again, we only saw her in 2 movies. I liked her better in the second one. I like that she plays a very intelligent woman. I love that. But I felt,
a scientist, yeah.
Yeah. But I felt like she was so blinded by Thor in the first movie. She was this intelligent woman who was just kind of gushing over this god. I
mean, okay, to be fair, if some godly man landed next to you, how would you respond?
The way I'm responding now, I'd be like, dude, what do you think is happening here? Put your clothes on and let's have a conversation. If you got brains, okay, but body don't mean much.
That actually was kind of the joke, is that Loki had more fangirls than Thor.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Because he was a bad boy. Some girls like bad boys. Not me. Find me a good old-fashioned Hallmark man. All right. And then this was the other Carter, the other Agent Carter, Detective Carter.
Sharon Carter.
There you go. I liked her. She was likable, but we didn't see very much of her.
And I remember back at Civil War when you said you like that her and Cap got together, and I was like, oh no.
I was liking where it was going, because to me it was okay, well, she's in all if he can't be with the original Agent Carter, her grandmother or whatever, then I think it's kind of sweet that he falls in love with her granddaughter. I was okay, that kind of made me feel better. But I mean, the fact that he could go back in time and actually be with her, okay, that's better. I like that better. So
niece, thankfully.
Yeah.
Because granddaughter would have made this even weirder.
Well, if he hooked up with both of them, that would have been weird. But pick one, And all right, the Martian Girl was hilarious, but we didn't see much of her.
Oh, the chick with the antenna.
Yeah.
Mantis.
Mantis, there you go. Mantis, Martian. And then
it's better than granddaughter. You're not even related because it's a sibling.
And then I can't remember her name. The one next to the alien. Mantis.
Hill, Agent Hill.
Yes, that's it. I
Kobe
liked her.
Smulders.
We just never really focused on her. She was always just kind
Yeah.
of there in the background on the side. We didn't really get a backstory for her, as I recall. So she's likable. I like her, but I don't know much about her.
She does a good job.
Yeah.
It's actually weird, like looking at her character and then looking at, because the only thing I know her else is from How I Met Your Mother.
Oh, she was on that? I didn't know that.
Yeah, she's like one of the main characters in that. It's just like she plays such a different role.
Mm-hmm. Let me check chat real quick. Kissing your niece is not better.
Yeah, that's what I was responding to.
Frank, to be honest, you melt. I'm not that
Thor.
I'm really not that kind of girl. Like that doesn't impress me.
It's okay, nerdy. Your parents aren't here.
No, I'm not kidding. Like,
Okay, what if Cap landed next to you?
Cap would be different because he's got that innocent face to him. Like he's just very farm boy, you know. There's this old-fashioned charm about him. He's America's ass, okay? It's different.
You're from the same like state.
Yeah.
New York.
New Yorkers. Okay, and then I have
That Michelle Pfeiffer,
yes.
the mom.
Again, we only see her in 1 or 2 movies, and we don't see much of her. But what I saw of her, I liked, so she's likable.
Yeah.
All right.
The green list. What's that one called?
Tier.
Which has first up is
the evil sister.
Hela.
Yeah, the evil sister. A good villain, but she was evil, and I don't like evil people, so she's in the tier. And of course Wanda. You know Wanda's got to be on that list. I'll be nice. I won't put her as garbage, but
yeah,
she's for me. She's just so melodramatic.
And her brother, Quicksilver.
Her brother, he's someone we didn't see much of. He was only in that one movie, and he died, and you know. But he seemed all right. He seemed cool, but And then
the Grandmaster.
The Grandmaster. That was kind of like a WTF character for me. I was like
the Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, like you're evil, but the way you're dressed and the way you're talking, it's just his jokes. He was joking around, but he was evil. I mean, I get the contrast there, but this was Ragnarok, so this was when we said the humor. There was a little too much humor in it.
Oh, that's what it was. I forgot to mention this, but I felt like Ragnarok is like a weird Clone Wars arc episode. It's like this weird era.
That's a good way to put it. I like that. I'll take it.
And now we're into garbage tier.
Garbage tier. Again, not garbage characters. Like these are all, I feel like every single character in Marvel is very well written. So it's not that. It's just me liking them. Thanos is like the most evil villain in Marvel. So he's garbage. I hate him. So he's they
did good making you dislike him.
Yeah. I mean, he killed everybody in Infinity War, so.
Which, I mean, like, honestly, it's like basically he's now like basically as iconic as Darth Vader now to everybody these days. Mm-hmm. So he's really well done villain.
Yeah, and he was like unstoppable. Nobody could face him.
Very, very difficult to defeat.
Yeah.
But made it very incredibly satisfying to finally do that.
Surprised Vulture isn't here given how much Frankie liked him.
Oh, that's strange. Yeah, Vulture.
I'm going to be honest, I don't even remember who Vulture was.
Toombs, Liz's dad.
Oh.
Homecoming.
Okay, so this is like what I was saying before. When I was looking at these images, there were people who I didn't even, like by their face, I didn't remember who they were.
Yeah, you might have seen him and then been like, I don't remember, and then just like not put him up there.
Yeah, now that you guys are saying it, now I remember him. He was a good villain.
So garbage.
Yeah, the good villains go in garbage. All right, and then Peter's dad.
Ego.
I mean, super, super evil. Like, horrible. I mean, he killed,
Yeah, he
A lot of people.
very very ego
Yes.
in his name.
Egocentric. So he's garbage, and then of course we have Mysterio, who I just saw in Far From Home.
Mm-hmm.
Also very evil. He tricked Spider-Man, Tony Stark. Yeah, so
Very unhinged and crazy, but
cray.
he also he tricked us. He tricked the audience even a little bit.
I thought he was on our side, and turns out I was wrong. I misjudged him. So, yeah, that is my character list. Again, not all the characters are on here, just really the ones that I could remember.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. It's like looking at all of this and looking at all the movies you've seen. It's crazy how less than a year ago you had no idea, know nothing about any of this.
Yeah, I had no idea who anybody was, except for maybe Spider-Man and Thor's hammer. Really, the only two things I knew. If Mysterio was a good guy, would you have liked him? Probably. Yeah, because look at my list. Okay, the good guys are on the top tiers. The bad guys are on the bottom tiers. If you're evil, you go on the bottom. Well, except for Wanda. Wanda's just eh. There's just I was crazy about her. Oh yeah, that's my list.
Yeah, I did send you a photo, but I don't know if you can work with it right now. But yeah, my list has a bunch of the movies are top tier, and it just gets smaller as it gets lower. Only 2 movies are really bottom tier for me.
Oh really? Yeah, I wouldn't be able to pull it out without showing my Discord and everything.
I'll post it in the Discord in one of the other tiers or channels. But yeah.
All right, so now we can go to the memes. So Inspector found a video on YouTube that has a bunch of
Oh, I made this video.
Oh, you made it? Oh, I didn't realize that. Look at you.
So yeah, it's 6 interesting little memes, and we can explain them.
Okay.
Or you can watch them in the next
Well, they can see it. I have it set up so that they can see the video.
Yeah. And there's 10 seconds per photo. It's only a minute long. But yeah, here's the first one.
All right, so I'm gonna have to make this bigger so that I can read them. Okay, so here's the first one. Okay, so it's Star Wars. General Kenobi, now might be a good time to have the high ground. That's my secret, Cap. Always have.
I always have the high ground. Yeah, I have kind of a theme going on with this first few batch of memes.
That's cute. Okay.
So, 10 seconds later will be the next batch.
Okay. Thanos, you should have gone for the head. Like me.
Like me.
See, it's not hard. Oh, that was when he killed what's his face?
Django.
Yeah. That's a good one. I like it. Okay. I like the Star Wars mixed with Marvel. I'm liking it. A 2009 Star Wars debate we have. Okay, so this is Captain facing Iron Man, but it says original trilogy versus the prequels.
Prequels.
Very true.
And then 2019. The prequels, original trilogy, non-canon legends, fan fiction versus the sequels.
Civil War versus Endgame. This is super accurate.
It's like 10 years ago, this is how the fandom was, and now today, this is how the fandom is.
It's so true though, and it really just makes you wonder in another 10 years how people are going to view the sequel trilogy.
Yeah. I actually am very curious about that, even though I have already kind of a feeling how that's going to go.
Oh, yeah? Do you think people are going to like it down the road?
I think it's almost going to be kind of forgotten.
Yeah?
It's going to be kind of... It's there's Terminator sequels or Alien sequels that are not as good as the first 2. Mm-hmm. Only people who really want to watch them will watch them, but the people who don't care for them aren't going to watch them as much. They'll stick with the first 2 that they really enjoy. but the rest will kind of be they're there, but they're not going to be like watched. I don't know. It will see in time. Maybe something will happen that'll kind of like maybe we'll get like a Clone Wars show for the Resistance era or something. Who knows? That kind of.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what'll happen.
All right, the next one. This is an EU. If you.
Oh, did I go past it? Wait. Oh wait, no. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, it's like.
Was that Wanda? Mary Jade? You took everything from me. Luke, I don't even know who you are.
It's like that's an old EU.
Okay, so this is supposed to be in like the sequel books. I kind of compare.
No, like the old the old Thrawn trilogy books.
Yeah.
Where Luke and Mara first meet.
She's like going after him, and he has no idea.
He's like, I have no idea who you are.
Oh God. Okay, that's funny.
And then this one.
Disney's treatment of the Avengers. Anakin and Padme snuggling it out. Disney's treatment of the Star Wars sequel trilogy. We're going to ruin you.
it's like yeah, it's I feel like this is what I've said, like there's a theme going on here, and here comes the Star Wars rants very soon.
It's so true though. It's crazy. I don't know, maybe because there was more pressure with Star Wars, I don't know. Or I don't know, maybe there was just as much pressure with Marvel. I guess I don't know. I'm not caught up in the
that's
Marvel
interesting.
Fandom stuff. Okay. Thor. Fans, Star Wars, when's your next timeless classic coming out? Disney. Oh, Star Wars.
Star Wars is dead.
Yeah, I accidentally killed a franchise in 2015. I'm so guilty. I've been carrying it around for 3 years. Oh my God. That's so
it's like, okay, I don't agree with everything, but it's like, yeah, this is really kind of like
that's
fair.
Oh my God. Okay.
And the last one.
Yo, it's Wanda again. You took everything from me. Baby Yoda.
Baby Groot.
Know who you are. I do not.
Like Baby Yoda, Baby Groot. Like Baby Groot was the original cute. Now Baby Yoda's taken his place.
Yep. That's so funny.
And
that Wanda.
The last one is basically what nerdy feel is nerdy now.
Yes, I understood that reference. And I even make them now.
Yep. That's yep.
Oh, I like that picture of him. Oh, that's very cool. I like these.
So yeah, that's the first. I guess that's the first batch of memes I might make. I don't know if I'll make more down the road for this.
Yeah, we can check them out from time to time, or you can post them online. Yeah.
But yeah, now you understand Marvel and the Star Wars. And...
Yeah, they complement each other in the meme department. Yeah. Yeah. No, this has been a fun journey. I'm glad that I've been pulled into another fandom, and I love it. So, and I'm excited for more, the new Marvel movies and TV shows, Black Widow and.
You haven't watched any of the trailers for any of the new stuff yet, have you?
No, not yet. Maybe I'll go tonight.
I was gonna say you could probably do reactions to those now since they're more recent and stuff. They're now the new, the Star Wars trailers reactions, the Mandalorian trailer, the Squadrons, all this. Now it's this is as recent as that now for Marvel stuff.
I know there's WandaVision. Were there any other trailers released?
Um, okay, there's like I'll post you links to which videos I think you would get you the best reaction. I would say, if you want to really watch the Black Widow trailer, just the first one is the only one I would suggest
Oh,
watching.
they released the trailers for it. I didn't even realize that. Okay.
But, well, yeah, the movie's supposed to come out this year, so there was trailers out of like months, like I think almost last year was when the trailer was released for it.
Oh,
There's almost like 3 trailers now.
sweet. Okay.
So yeah, honestly the movie's done. We're just waiting on the theaters now to.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'm excited for that one. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, you can. I guess do one. I think the WandaVision trailer might pique your interest. I'm curious what you think of that.
Well, I remember when it came out, I kept seeing like advertisements for it. Oh yes, Agent Carter trailer. I have to figure out
Agent Carter trailer. Actually, I would say you could even like do a reaction to all like the first teasers of each movie that you've seen so far. Now that you can, because each of the trailers are really good on their own.
Yeah, I'll watch
especially the later ones.
Agent Carter. I'm wondering maybe we'll do watch parties for those. That might be fun. How do I get Agent Carter?
Disney Plus.
Oh, it is on there. Okay, either I didn't know that or I forgot that. Okay, well that's good. Maybe I'll
do that. Yeah, there's also another show. It's not on Disney Plus yet, but there is another Marvel show that's out.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yeah, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
My brother-in-law was talking about that.
Yeah, and there's these Netflix shows, but I don't think you probably enjoy them as much, and they're not really connected to the MCU anymore. So.
Okay. All right, cool.
So yeah.
I'll be keeping busy. Marvel's not over yet.
Yeah. Just a small break. Just a small Star Wars break, and then back to this world.
Yeah, it's fairly Agent Shield is fairly good. Yeah, we'll probably take a week off. We'll probably take off next Sunday, and then the following Sunday we'll start talking Star Wars, and then the last Sunday of the month we'll do our discussion of the first Mandalorian episode.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I'm probably gonna do a watch party on October 30th. For the first Mandalorian episode, so
I'll probably do my own reaction and stuff and upload it at some point.
Yeah.
So and then we'll both discuss it Sunday.
Yep, sounds perfect.
Star Wars Sunday now.
Sunday, we're back to Star Wars. Oh my gosh, I'm excited for new Star Wars. It's been like, I don't know, it's been like suffering from withdrawal. Have you watched any more of what's the YouTube show? Jedi Temple Challenge?
No, actually, I haven't. I saw like a couple more episodes, but I haven't seen it all.
Okay, yeah, I watched like the first 8 episodes, and then I haven't watched them recently. I wish they would change up like the trials that they have them do, like the competitions. But I realize it's a kids show. If it was an adult show, they probably would.
I got like say though, this, especially for you, probably was a good distraction from Star Wars lack of Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
So this whole journey.
Yeah, it filled in the gap in my heart.
Yeah.
You know.
And now you're ready for new stuff to kind of wait for and be excited for.
Yeah, I can kind of go back and forth now. Like, okay, when Star Wars takes a break, then I can watch Agent Carter or something, and so Temple Challenge was kind of redundant.
Also, actually, Disney Plus released a party watching ability, I think. Kind of something like Netflix was doing.
Yes.
So
I never looked into it. Someone sent me the link, but I haven't taken the time to read up on it. There's like a group watch.
Yeah.
Is it called group watch?
Yeah, so you can I guess with other people that you or friends or something watch things at the same time now.
Yeah, we could look into that for our next movie night. On Discord. Figure that out. It is group watch, okay. Yeah, that'll be fun. Yeah. So.
And I guess is that it for this era?
I guess. Oh my gosh, it's kind of sad. Like I said, at some point I'll watch the Hulk and I'll I'll fill you guys in on my reaction. Who knows? Maybe I'll do a watch party night for that. But yeah, I guess that's it for this chapter. Thank you guys once again for joining me on this journey from knowing nothing about Marvel to knowing something about Marvel. I've enjoyed watching the movies every week and chatting with you about it. And again, thank you, Inspector, for being my tour guide.
You're now free to like look up whatever you kind of things you
yes,
want.
I'm excited. I know. Like now, I have to remember. Like, okay, what were all my questions? Like, what were things I wanted to know more about? I go on like Google for my news, and so like they always send me like articles for Marvel. So now I can actually go and I can actually read them.
Yeah.
Yes, it was a long road, but we did it. We did it, guys. But
and it was very interesting too, because for you watched it slightly different than the rest of us did,
mm-hmm.
but I feel like that helped, or that gave you a different, more interesting perspective on it.
I did. I felt like it was kind of. I felt like everything was placed perfectly, and I like because I didn't watch certain things, like certain end credits or whatever. Like other things were like a surprise, which I liked. So it was cool.
Yeah, it's like that's oh gosh, like I remember like spending when we were on phase 2. And I was looking at phase 3 and I was thinking, how am I going to make this work? And this was back when we had to do like one a week or something like that. But it was like, okay, it's like Spider-Man, like that has to kind of come after Civil War because Spider-Man was in Civil War. It's like, okay, Doctor Strange, and it's like, so I had to bring Captain Marvel back. I just was like all over the place trying to map this out. And it was like hurting my brain at some point. But we did it. I finally figured it out. I was like, okay, we can do this.
Yeah,
we can do it now.
It worked perfectly. So, but yeah. All right, guys. Any final thoughts, Inspector?
Yeah, I'm glad to have you on board now.
Yes.
Glad to have you on this journey. And now I'm with you. Now we're both.
Now we're in the same boat. Now we can talk. We can like guess what's going to happen next together. How's that going through all the movies? Oh, it made me feel nostalgic. Aww.
Yeah.
Because you watched it for the first time, and I got to watch it for the first time, and you were probably, you remember what it was like.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like I forgot to mention. I actually did not see. That's kind of weird because like I did not see Iron Man 1 in the theater. I did not see Iron Man 2 in the theater. I didn't see Thor 1 in the theater. I didn't see Thor 2 in the theater. I didn't see Guardians of the Galaxy 1 in the theater. The rest I did see in the theater. So, like those are the 5 I missed because I wasn't on board yet. But once I got to like Age of Ultron onward, I was like, okay, now I'm going to be in every theater that I'm going to see these in.
Yeah.
So
it would be cool if they brought some of these movies back to theaters.
Yeah.
I know.
I think. So I was just going to say, I think when Infinity War or Endgame was coming out, they did like a whole watch at the theater like thing for people who wanted to sit for like 30 hours or something. And
that's pretty cool.
Like I think they did that for Star Wars before Force Awakens came out. Like they said all 6 movies, and then Force Awakens was going to come out after they watched them all. So
I think it's all about where you live. Like where I live in New York, they don't do things like that. Like I know I have some friends who live in other states or whatever. And, like, they have these small little movie theaters that, like, they play old movies, they'll play Star Wars, they might play an old Marvel movie. Out by me, it's always the new, every movie theater is always the latest new movie. However, I heard, because, like, movie theaters are so close by me, but when they do come back, because there's going to be no new movies, they're going to play, like, some older movies. So I'm wondering, maybe when they start to play some older movies, they might play, like, some of the Marvel movies. Like, I think that'd be really cool to go see that in theaters.
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Hopefully. That'd be cool. If they start playing Star Wars movies, I definitely have to go see that. Cause I have not. One, I did not see the original trilogy in theaters.
I only got to see A New Hope. That was it.
Yeah. And I only saw the prequels like once in the theaters.
Same.
So.
I think maybe episode 1 is the only one I saw maybe 2 or 3 times, but all the other prequel movies I only saw once.
I may have saw episode 1 twice, I think. but I don't. I was really young, so I don't really remember exactly. They kind of like meshed together. Those memories.
Look at me giving away my age again. I mean, I never saw any of them in theaters. I wasn't even born yet.
I mean, look, the special editions came out in theaters.
Yeah, but that kind
of which is again, I think I told that story was like I didn't like I had a chance to go see the special editions in the theaters and I was not interested, and so one of my parents went to go see them and my other parent had to watch me in the lobby.
Aww.
Yeah, but yeah, I honestly would just love to watch the prequels again in the theaters or something, and then especially the original trilogy though, because I did not get to see that. I would like to see that experience.
Yeah, I feel like that's something every Star Wars fan needs to experience.
But yeah, another thing is when theaters do dark, or if Black Widow does come out relatively, because it's settled for May next year.
Okay.
And who knows what May next year is going to be like. So, but if it does have to come out, I'm going to a drive theater. I'm going to a drive-in theater.
Oh, that's cool.
Do you have any drive-in theaters near you?
No, not like official drive-ins. During the pandemic, there were some. I think like some of the parks set it up so that people could, still kind of go to the movies, but no official drive-ins. No.
So there's no official like big giant board and everything like that that's up and running near you.
Nope.
Because honestly, like those would be the safest way to even see movies nowadays. So
yeah.
That's my plan for next year. Honestly, I'm not trusting movie theaters yet, even when this is.
Yeah, there's one. There's two, because a newer one opened up. There's two movie theaters that I go to that like very few people go to. Like it's like never crowded. So.
It's because it's really small. And
it's funny. One of them is small, and it's like not as nice as some of the other ones. So I always went there because there was like never anybody there. But then there's like this newer movie theater that's like gorgeous, like beautiful, like state of the art movie theater. Like a lot of people don't know about it. So whenever I would go, there would be like nobody there. So I would end up going there. But
I actually wonder how you would have, like say you saw these Marvel movies in the theaters, like would you have gone with the crowds and the hype and the whole groups, or would you have gone to your solo experiences?
I mean, I would have gone. I mean, I don't like crowds, but if I have to deal with it for a movie, I will. Like I saw. Well, this is the not all of them.
Rise of Skywalker.
I saw Force Awakens on opening night.
Yeah, because of course, we would all saw Force Awakens on opening night.
I mean, the line was out the door and around, like yeah. Last Jedi, I don't think Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, I didn't see on opening night.
Right, you saw it Saturday.
Yeah, I saw them a couple days after.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, for me it was especially Infinity War and Endgame was. Got to be there like day one or something like that. I didn't see the midnight, but I did see like earliest showing on Friday. It was like, okay, because if I see any spoilers, I'm gonna be upset.
I can understand that. Like Endgame, I feel like that would have been me. Like Endgame, that's a movie I would have wanted either seen right away or like stayed off social media until I saw it.
That was honestly like that was kind of a. I guess, I don't know, not meme or joke, but that was a saying was don't spoil the end game. That was like even in the trailers and the movies and the advertisements was don't spoil it. Like be quiet. Yeah. If you've seen the movie, be quiet. So it was kind of a rule for a while. Like a big important rule.
Yeah. So we once took my mom's dog to a drive-in. This was a long time ago. It was when back in your high school years. Yeah.
Before you're 21.
We only had one dog, because now we all have a dog. But this was my mom's dog. We just had her. We went to the drive-in. So funny story. My mom's dog really doesn't like me. Like, since the day she came home, she just hates me. So we went to the drive-in.
So you like sit down and she growls?
Oh yeah. I mean, like when she first sees me, she gets super excited. She's crying, whatever. But then, like the novelty wears off, and she's back to growling at me. So
she's just like, and it's like it's you.
You're still here. So So we went to a drive-in movie theater. My sister insisted that we bring my mom's dog. So we're like, okay. So, my mom and my sister were sitting in the front seat. I was sitting in the back seat with the dog. The dog was not having a good time, and she blamed it all on me. Mind you, it was not my idea for her to come. So here I am. I'm sitting in the back seat. She's sitting next to me. But, like, because she was mad at me, she had, like, her back turned towards me, so she was looking out the window. And she would just, like, do the side glance and just, like, growl at me and then, like, look back out the window.
I have to sit next to you.
I had.
You remember what movie it was?
I think it was School of Rock.
Oh.
I mean, this wasn't when it first came out. This was, like, they were just showing the movie for fun.
Yeah.
I think it was, like, the summertime, But, yeah. So she was mad at me. Sibling rivalry with the dog. I'm glad I watched Endgame Thursday night because someone spoiled Iron Man's death in my high school. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's what's so hard about, like, these movies.
Big hype movies like this is somebody wants to just spoil it.
I remember even when Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, the book came out. I went to the midnight release, and, like, I was, like, terrified of being in line, like, just, and there was, like, rumor stuff had leaked online. There was someone who allegedly had copies of the last chapter and was handing it out in line. And then when we got in, people were opening up the book and, like, trying to spoil it for people. It was horrible. I was like, Mom, let's just get the book and go.
You're just, like, put earplugs on and, like, I'm just gonna be deaf for the next, like, 6 hours or whatever in this line.
I just hate people like that. Like, why do you have to spoil it for us?
Yeah.
Snapping their fingers.
That's kind of a thing with me is reading. Well, not reading. Like, I have kind of a problem when I read a book is my eyes will drift to ahead, and I will. It's kind of a problem. Is like I will know subconsciously what's going to happen before it happens, which I'm kind of okay with. It gives me a little bit of ease, but at the same time, just like it spoils what's going to happen. Like there's a twist or something, and I'm going to read it before I read it. So that's why I like audiobooks, where they don't because there's nothing to spoil. I'm just hearing the story.
Yeah.
It's like a movie. I don't know I'm not going to read what's going to happen. So, yeah. I love audiobooks, and that's why I like movies and audiobooks more than reading books. Mm-hmm. It's easier for me to be invested without ruining it for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. So, yeah, it's like the last Harry Potter book, Star Wars, now Marvel. It's just like all these things to avoid.
No, it's hard. And it's because people make it so difficult, too.
And like honestly, like this whole time, I was worried that it was like nobody say anything about Endgame, nobody say anything about Infinity War, nobody say anything about Ragnarok. Like just don't say anything. Like Civil War on just everything.
If anybody spoiled anything, it was deleted before I could see it. So
yeah,
it was pretty good.
Thankfully, we're all good.
People say the Twilight series for me worst ever. I still don't know if you're serious about that or not.
I think he's serious, honestly. I think he makes me serious.
I can't tell with his humor. Because he could be joking. You see, okay, like Wanda would fit perfectly in with the Twilight
gang
actors, characters. Because she's so dramatic. I watched them all. All right. No judgment. I just thought maybe you were joking.
I've seen the first 3, and that's it.
I just saw the first one, and I thought it was just okay. I thought it was a little dramatic. It's like that teen drama, where I'm a teenager, my life is over, I'm in love with a vampire. Oh, God, life is so hard. And I can't.
It's not your high school anymore.
Yeah, those days are done, even though it was only like a year or 2 ago. Yeah.
You grow up so fast, nerd.
I do. All right, well.
Then you'll be older than me.
I don't feel judged. Good. Sorry, everyone. I've had too many late nights recently, and my bed is calling me so that I can function for the rest of the week. I need to hit the sag. I'll see you all soon. All right.
It's okay. We're almost done. Yeah, we're just going on.
We're just about to wrap up here. Thank you so much for hanging out. I'm okay with this. I'm feeling okay. Are you okay, MXC? Are you okay? Oh my gosh. Is everything all right?
Next thing you know, want to use like trying to save the world with the other ones. Like,
You took
people
everything
judge
from
you
me.
for it.
Mixie, are you okay? All right, guys. Well, we could ramble for hours, but I guess we'll wrap it up here. We're glad that you're okay, Mixie. Really, really.
Yeah. This is fun. This is a good time.
This was awesome. This was a lot of fun. And like I said, we're gonna take next Sunday off, and we'll be back the following Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern time, talking Star Wars. We're gonna get prepared. We're gonna get ready for the Mandalorian. So we're gonna.
Yeah. Nerdy has Fridays free again.
Yes.
I did hijack that for like 2 months.
So good. It was worth it though. The good movies. So did I stream on Friday? What? Oh no, we did our thing on Friday. I don't even remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you streamed after Far From Home.
I'm pretty sure I was there. It's debatable. Yeah. So that's it. This is the way. I know. I'm so excited for the Mandalorian. Okay.
Baby Yoda, DeLorean.
Oh, the blimp. That's right. Oh God. No, I'm telling you, when I am stressed, my memory is affected. I forgot all about the blimp. Feels like it was like a week ago.
It's like when you're stressed. It's like Infinity War example.
Yes. I watched what happened. What do you mean? I can take you in warm. I can take you in warm. I can take you in cold.
That's my line.
Got glitched through. Yeah, no, it was definitely that I knew. Because it definitely wasn't like. Yeah, no, I know. Like I didn't walk off. It was just like I happened to be standing. I was still on the inside, and there was like a hole on the inside. So yeah, it was weird. But hey, we got the datacrons. That's the most important thing. This is the way. I've never seen that happen before. Well, it's just our luck. You know, it's the way things go. It's the way the cookie crumbles. All right, guys. For real this time. We'll get on. Yeah, someday we'll do the full, we'll do the full ride. It'll be fun. Thank you guys for watching and hanging out. We'll see you all in a few weeks.
Great movies, great ranking, great memes.
Yes, it was a
great
fun
talks.
A fun, productive night. All is well. As always, guys, if you haven't already, check out Inspector's channel, and I will be back tomorrow, most likely 7 p.m. Eastern time on Twitch. So yeah, so have a great rest of the night, everybody. Have a great rest of the week. Be happy, be well, be safe, be cool, and happy adulting. So bye, everyone. Bye.